Welcome to The Explainer. In this session, we're going to unlock a really powerful way to think about achieving financial freedom. It's all about a fundamental shift in how you see yourself, moving from being a laborer who trades time for money to becoming a capitalist, where your money starts working for you.
Okay, let's just dive right into this core idea. In the world of capitalism, there are really only two positions you can play. You can't change the rules of the game, but what you can do is choose which team you're going to be on.
So to really get how to build wealth, we've got to first understand the two different roads you can take, and more importantly, the trap that keeps most people stuck. It's a concept the speaker calls the rat cage.
And here it is, the fundamental divide. The laborer's income is completely tied to their time. If they stop working, the money stops. Simple as that. The capitalist, on the other hand, owns assets, businesses, stocks, real estate, that generate income all by themselves, 24/7, whether they're actively working or not.
This right here is the rat cage in action. You see it everywhere, right? You work your butt off, get a huge chunk taken out for taxes, and then you spend what's left on liabilities that kind of look like assets, like an expensive car or a heavily mortgaged house. It feels like you're moving forward, but really, it's a financial trap. It's basically a life sentence of living paycheck to paycheck. But here's the crucial takeaway. Your financial destiny is a choice, not just a circumstance. The system of capitalism is open to literally everyone. The only real barrier to entry is you deciding to participate as an owner, not just as a worker.
Okay, so what's the escape plan? How do you actually make that jump from laborer to capitalist? Well, the strategy, which the speaker calls the Great Way, is almost deceptively simple. This is the entire playbook. Just 3 simple rules. Invest consistently in broad U.S. index funds, buy them whenever you have capital, and hold on to them for the long term. Never sell. You're not trying to outsmart the market. You're just buying the entire market. You're owning a piece of the engine of American capitalism itself. And this is exactly why so many people miss it. The path is so powerful because it's so simple. Our brains are wired to look for some complicated secret solution, but the real wisdom in investing is just embracing how straightforward it is. So why does a strategy this simple actually work so well? Well, it's not based on luck or timing the market. It's rooted in a powerful, long-term historical trend, the unstoppable forward march of human progress. I mean, just look at this staggering figure. From 1941 to 2021, the S&P 500 grew 518-fold. Let that sink in for a second. That means a modest $1,000 investment would have turned into over $500,000 just by holding on. This incredible growth is driven by an average annual return of over 10%, with dividends reinvested. So what drives this relentless upward trend? It's simple, really. An index fund is like a self-cleaning engine of progress. Failing companies get automatically dropped, while innovative new leaders are added. You are perpetually invested in the winners, which means you're basically letting the brightest minds in the world's best companies work to build your wealth. This chart just visualizes the insane power of ownership over the long haul. Look at this data. Over 2 centuries, a single dollar invested in the stock market grew to over $1 million. That same dollar in bonds barely reached $2,000. And if you held it in cash, it just evaporated, shrinking to 5 cents thanks to inflation. The message is just undeniable. Owning productive assets is the only reliable path to creating significant wealth. So this requires a complete reframing of how we think about market highs. That fear of buying at the top is a total trap. Historically, every single peak has just been a temporary plateau before the next climb. As long as humanity continues to innovate and progress, the market will just keep reaching new heights. So how do we actually put this into practice? Let's break down the specific rules of the game, the capitalist playbook for escaping that rat cage for good. The playbook is super clear and concise. The do's are simple. Stick with broad, passive U.S. index funds like the QQQ or the S&P 500, and commit to holding them long-term. The avoids are just as important. Steer clear of trying to pick individual stocks, don't try to time the market, and don't pay high fees for active management. And maybe the most counterintuitive one, avoid rushing to buy a house or getting suckered into complex insurance products that are disguised as investments. Let's look at one of the biggest financial traps out there, that premature rush to buy a house. In this scenario, a renter takes their down payment and the monthly savings from renting versus owning and just invests it all in an index fund. After 30 years, their net worth is actually comparable to the homeowner's. But here's the crucial difference: liquidity. The homeowner has their wealth trapped in a single illiquid asset. The renter, they have millions in a liquid, compounding investment that continues to grow and is super easy to access. And this really highlights that fundamental mindset shift. The laborer saves up to spend it all on a house, which depletes their capital. The capitalist focuses on building a huge base of income-producing assets first. Once that portfolio is substantial, they can use it as collateral to borrow at really low interest rates. This lets them buy a house with cash while their original investment remains completely untouched, continuing to compound and avoiding a massive tax bill from selling. It's a whole different ballgame.
All right, finally, let's bring this all back to the most important question. Why are we even building wealth in the first place? It's not about the money itself.
This brings us to the true purpose of wealth. It's not about the money. It's about what the money buys you: freedom. Financial freedom means you own your time. It's the ability to wake up and pursue your true mission in life, not because you have to earn a living, but because you choose to.
You know, happiness should be the ultimate goal. Wealth isn't the purpose, it is the tool. It's simply the most efficient way to solve the money problem once and for all, freeing up your mental and emotional energy to focus on what truly matters, building a life of fulfillment and joy. So we'll leave you with this final thought. If you woke up tomorrow with all the money you could ever possibly need, what would you do? Start thinking about your answer now, because this simple path could get you there a whole lot sooner than you think.